Welcome to this week's episode of Humans in 5.
This week, we're dedicating some time to some big news from Canada. Many people in Canada have been feeling a little elevated lately. As of October 17th, cannabis, weed, the devil's lettuce has been legalized.
Now, this is not to say that it's a free-for-all. Cannabis products are now legally available through sellers designated by the government, and citizens will no longer be prosecuted for recreational home use. Medicinal use was already allowed in Canada, but the allowance of recreational products for anyone to buy is brand new.
Canada is now, in fact, the largest open market of cannabis in the world. People went out in force once cannabis was legalized to try the legal product. Both buyers who had previous experience with cannabis and those curious to imbibe for the first time turned out in droves in the first week to try some products without any legal ramifications.
As the legal channels are shifting, the federal and provincial governments have also been working hard to let people know that they can keep an eye on their health as cannabis becomes a more common product on the market. This has included marketing strategies to let everyone know they should start low and go slow if they're new to marijuana so that they can learn about their tolerance.
People have also been worried about different aspects of public safety. There's been a lot of public notices reminding everyone that driving under the influence should be avoided since cannabis can affect your reaction times. A lot of these incentives revolve around our current, albeit limited, scientific knowledge on how cannabis can impact different people.
That being said, there's actually a huge amount we don't know about how cannabis and other products featuring THC or cannabinoids affect the human body. Because cannabis products have been illegal for so many years, it's been very difficult for medical researchers and those working in public health to thoroughly research the real-world implications and impacts of cannabis consumption.
While research has been undertaken in labs around the world, there are differences between knowing how particular chemical reactions occur and seeing how those reactions interact with broader social and cultural spheres. People rarely interact with drugs and alcohol in the same way outside a lab as inside an experiment. So there's a gap between what we know and the reality on the ground.
This has led to many statements by various organisations, including the Ontario Public Health Association, about the research potential of cannabis in Canada. For example, research into things like the relationship between cannabis and fertility or breast milk, interactions with other prescription medications, or even simply how most people choose to take THC could be hugely beneficial. Several groups have advocated that some of the tax revenues from legal weed could help offset these costs and let us know a little more about the biology of cannabis.
Social factors are also a part of this conversation. For example, it's been noted in Canada that Black and white young people are just as likely to use cannabis, but Black people have been more likely to be incarcerated and charged for the same actions. Hypothetically, as no one can be penalized for cannabis consumption anymore, this particular source of inequality may be reduced, but there's no way of knowing that without further research.
Overall, we're going through some changes. While many members of the public are celebrating, researchers are also seeing new paths to finding out how legalization is going to affect us.
Most importantly, stay safe out there, kids, and we'll see you next time on Humans in 5.
And don't forget to subscribe!